on the opposite end of that, that makes me think of those people that buy like really, really nice couches and then they put the plastic wrap on them. Bro, you never actually enjoy the couch without that little couch condom on it.
When you're sweating and
that's
hot.
some poor shit. Yeah, I grew up with plastic covered couches when I was a kid. That shit's a staple.
It was a big thing in New York. It's
really?
huge.
New York?
There's still places that you can get plastic covers for your stuff. You can actually go to a place.
Stupid. There was a girl that I dated way back when, and her family was like new to like they had kind of grown up poor, and then they made a bunch of money, right? So they had like this really nice house, and they had like these pristine, perfect like white carpets, and this new like white leather couch, and all this nice shit, and all of it was covered in plastic. There was plastic on the couches. There were plastic walkways, and you weren't allowed to step off the walkway and step onto the actual like the carpets.
Awesome.
Well, boys, got a question for y'all. Is leaking games a bad thing? Like, you know, all these people out there, like the young kid, leak GTA 6. Is that necessarily a bad thing to do for video games? Like, does it put like some type of weird, I guess.
I mean, from the developer's point of view, it's always a bad thing, right? Like, this is probably 2 years before this game is going to release, if not longer. And they're releasing footage, and it's going to look a little rough, and it might not be like the final engine they're even going to use, or like they're releasing a bunch of like in development shit, and it might give people a bad look at the game. Now, granted, this is Grand Theft Auto, so it's going to sell all the copies in the world. Everyone's going to buy this game probably 4 times by the time they're done with this current GTA like game life cycle. But from a developer's point of view, I mean, it's always a bad thing, right? Like you want everything you release needs to be curated carefully and planned and all that. Otherwise, you end up with like a Hogwarts Legacy where every video looks different.
Yeah, that shit's terrible. But no, I think it is like kind of bad, right? But it's not to a point where it's necessarily all bad. I think it would give, you know, some you know, fans would be like, yo, that map's too small, like, or do this, or like people start commenting, and throughout those comments, the developers will probably find something, be like, damn, you know what? Might have a fucking point, and they'll change it up. Not necessarily all the time, but you know, like you said, it is an early development. It's not polished or anything, but still, it'll be good to have some of the comments. You know, I think developers should release some type of footage or whatever. Early type shit, so that way people be like, oh wow, oh you should add this or add that, and you know,
that's exactly my line of thinking. I think these developers are doing themselves a disservice. I think just like you put money into advertising, you should put money into like community engagement. Like, hey, we're working on this. This is an early build. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Fucking indie developers do that shit all the time, and I think it's cool as fuck when they give you like a preview into the background of a game and how it works and what are the mechanics and stuff like that. I personally don't get why a lot of these, I get is to build hype. It's like there's a hype factor and shit like that, and maybe they've noticed that the more they give away, the less sales they get at the end of the day or something. But personally, I don't get it, bro. I don't get why they try to keep everything in such tight-knit lock. Like, I would rather them be open. Like, I don't know.
And I think you would rather it because, like, I think you're more knowledgeable on how some of this stuff works. But, like, there were a bunch of people on Twitter just straight up saying, game looks like shit, they're not buying it. Like, because it was a dev build, you know what I mean? They don't... Either they're clearly idiots, but either they're being like bad faith and they're just trying to shit stir, or they're just so ignorant to like the fact that oftentimes, you know, you might be running like your development game. You might be working on that thing for years before you polish the art on it. There's so many things to work on: mechanics, the driving, the missions, the dialogue, the face anime. You work on so many different things that it's like sometimes it's just like, all right, this last bit is, you know, we're gonna now make the game look pretty or whatever. And it's like
dummies watching that footage. You're like, I don't want to play GTA with all these words all over the screen. What is this?
The real question is, Why'd they give that girl a big ass fatty? You saw that? Her ass
That's
was
what I
fat.
wanted.
I was like, this
Shit
shit look
was-
crazy. She had the BBL and everything. I was like,
I
this is
need that.
nuts.
No, he's getting at least
that.
one of the things he said he wanted out of GTA 6.
Yep. Hopefully you can get tit jobs too, because I'm going triple D's.
I mean, there's
Wow.
some cool stuff that some people broke down in the footage. Like there's references to UFOs, so we're gonna get some weird alien bullshit in GTA 6 again. What is the Florida Sasquatch called in the GTA universe? The stink something, the stink ape or the stinky ape or some shit
Sasquatch?
like that.
Yeah, there's a Sasquatch thing that's been around for, I want to say, maybe it's just GTA 5 that it got introduced. But I know it was in 5, and they did weird shit in Red Dead 2. I saw a UFO in Red Dead 2, actually.
Did you really?
I think I did, or maybe I saw a video of it. There's like, I remember going into a cabin and then like these green lights or something like that shining. I could be making this up. I swear to God, I
Red
have
Dead
this
2.
memory in my head.
Yes.
And then I walked outside and this thing like flies off. And
That's
you're like, what
rad.
the fuck? And again, maybe I saw a video of this, but I'm pretty sure I played this.
I
We're
like
gonna
the,
we're gonna get airboats because it looks like it's set at least partially in Vice City again, right?
I'm not sure.
I
I
believe the
saw
police.
someone say it's in Liberty City, but sorry, I saw the leaks. People are saying, "Oh, it takes place in Liberty City again." But I remember when Rockstar announced this back in like February, they said it was going to be in Vice City. again.
I think it was both. I think there was some subway trains or something that said like Liberty City on them, and then the police cars said Vice City on them. So it looks like it's going to take place maybe in both, or it could be like GTA, like the with GTA 5. It had that one section that was in that little weird town. Then everything else was in Liberty City.
I do like the fact that they like throwing the Easter eggs everywhere in the game. And GTA 5, bro, doing the fucking the taking the drugs and becoming a cat and all that shit. That shit is fucking hilarious. Yeah, go ahead, Doe, with your fucking fingers everywhere.
If you haven't already, like and sub and fucking subscribe and fucking look for us everywhere. When you climax while having sex, say the One Up Podcast.
That's the kind of guerrilla marketing we need.
Yes, we need people
That's
in the
insane.
sheets and in the streets. Okay?
That's the type of shit that's going to solidify the relationship between you and your sexual partner.
Absolutely.
Those
That's
type
how
of
it-
climaxes are the best type of climax.
That's how I found most of my podcasts, actually. Next door the other night, I heard someone scream the Great Game Debate when they were climaxing, and that's why I'm subbed now.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. We have our friend of the pod, Tedley, just retweeted us and he said, "It's happening, everyone. Stay calm. It's happening." They dropped on a Saturday. Yeah. Shout out to him. You're way better than the other friend of the pod who eats chicken Caesar salads, who has not commented and said
no
anything.
chicken Caesar salad. It's a chicken Caesar wrap. Don't
Chicken
fuck
Caesar
his lunch
salad.
up.
Yeah, wrap.
Said it
salad.
again. You're all loopy over there.
Loopy doopy.
It's the beer. There's
Maybe.
like Brett Kavanaugh. I like beer. I like beer. I want beer.
Squire, more beer and wine. Honestly,
No,
though,
I think I'd like to when this leak first hit Twitter and Reddit and everything. I like the early comments people had where they're like, "This is planned. This is all a conspiracy. This is just Rockstar dropping a leak to build up publicity."
I hate people that think that. Like, you really
I
think
mean,
they,
it's happened.
It has happened. I like the cynicism. Actually, it amuses me like how cynical we all are now.
GTA has always been close to the chest with their fucking games. Like GTA 5, there was like no leaks. There was only like, oh, GTA 5 may be coming, and then boom, they dropped everything at like one time. I don't really think they wanted any type of their ideas or plans for GTA 6 because they know the hype behind GTA 5. Bro, there's millions of people still playing this fucking game. Bunch of updates. So it's like they know they can't let the people down, and this early leakage or whatever kind of, they didn't want the shit talking. They want everybody hyped and ready to go. But I think this shit did a benefit for them. It's got everybody talking, everybody back to, people forgot about GTA 6. Boom, it just came back into their life. So shout out to that 17-year-old boy who hacked the fuck out of him and dropped his shit. The man got arrested, unfortunately, got caught. I don't know if you guys know too much of his background, but he's from the UK, Britain, and
I thought he was from British.
no,
Yeah,
not from
earlier you
British.
said he's from British.
I said that was a error for sure. But yeah, apparently he's a part of this group called Las Puss, and yeah, so they've been hacking a lot, so they've been under investigation. Shout out to them, man. You guys are doing your thing out there.
Yeah, fuck that. Why
Yeah.
y'all shouting out people
don't know
doing
that we're
shitty
shouting out
things?
hackers,
Y'all
so-
both y'all wildin'.
Wait, did Doughboy shoot out somebody
Good.
for a shitty
I
thing?
don't know. Yeah, it looked like this guy started a fight in a McDonald's
Oh,
and
yeah, I
he's like
forgot about
plugging the
that.
cash app. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, that shit was wild. I didn't even know we were doing
But-
cash apps.
But nah, fucking I guess two things. One, maybe a positive aspect to this is like Doey mentioned earlier, all these developers are now showing like early builds of their games and stuff like that. And that's kind of cool to kind of show, hey, look at my cool looking game, but look how shitty it looked while it was in development and stuff like that. And it's kind of giving everybody a peek behind the curtain and stuff like that. I think that's cool.
That's like some chess shit. They're doing it like a little pre-leak, so that way no one goes and it comes in their shit and just opens the floodgates. They just give you what they want to give you. That's smart. It's a great tactic. You're on mute, though.
And then you keep saying leakage. I don't think that's the right word for leaking information. That just sounds like you have an anal leakage. Like you're dripping. Like you're
The
dripping
leaking,
something.
You just
Yeah, I don't
constantly
like it.
drip.
Yeah,
we-
this
are we-
leakage.
What were you saying, Doy?
A bunch of developers, Media Molecule, they showed an early build of Sackboy and all the those games. The Sniper 5 Elite guys showed off a level design, or early level build. A bunch of people showed off a lot of different early builds of their video games, and they don't look good. They look terrible, but it's so cool to see what becomes of just a thought. You put a thought on paper, and then this is like, hey, this is what I want to create, but better. And then they make a better version of it. I think that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's an art. That's why I really like paintings and shit, and sketches and shit, because like it starts from somewhere and it kind of builds up. Like there's it's a derailment here, but there's a guy I follow on IG and Facebook who does sculptures of fucking characters and shit. Bro, I've been trying to buy a fucking Zelda piece from this guy and he even got a Star Fox piece too, I think. And he doesn't really sell them. I'm like, bro, fuck out of here. Like, it's pretty dope. It's all clay and shit, and fucking gets right into it. Shit looks banging. I would love to have one of those art pieces on here, but whatever.
You know what's cool? The rugs that they've been making. I don't know if you've seen any of this rug art.
Craft
I'm like,
rugs.
oh man, I've never wanted to step on something more than now.
That's so beast. I mean, I wouldn't want anyone to step on it, but yeah, them shits look cool. They actually opened up a craft rug shit over here in Palm Beach, bro. I might do that shit one night.
On the opposite end of that makes me think of those people that buy like really, really nice couches and then they put the
don't.
plastic wrap on them.
Bro,
You never actually enjoy the couch without that little couch condom on it.
when you're
That's
sweating and
that's some
hot.
poor shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I grew up with plastic covered couches
Same.
when I was a kid. So
was-
that shit's a staple.
It was a big thing in New York. It's
Really? In
huge.
New York?
There's still places that you can get plastic covers for your stuff. You can actually
That's
go to
so
a place.
Stupid.
There was a girl that I dated way back when, and her family was like new to like they had kind of grown up poor, and then they made a bunch of money, right? So they had like this really nice house, and they had like these pristine, perfect like white carpets, and this new like white leather couch, and all this nice shit, and all of it was covered in plastic. There was
my
plastic on the
God.
couches. There were plastic walkways, and you weren't allowed to step off the walkway and step onto the actual like the
Yes.
carpets.
Awesome.
I hate that. Awesome. Fuck out of here. I'll step all over that shit.
Yeah, it's an aesthetic.
This is not. That's a hot, sweaty ass. That's honestly, that shit causes some type of ass cancer. All that heat being trapped in between your cheeks. Probably why you got a leakage problem, though. I'm telling you, that fucking shit is. No, that's a real leak.
Shit
Hey,
flipped from Tony talking leakage to putting an anal leakage on those. This is crazy. The fuck?
Shit was quick. What other games got leaked this year? There was another one that was
I mean, there's like rumors and leaks all the time
Yeah.
that are usually informational. Once in a blue, you get some
Images?
screenshots or something.
I
But
well, I mean, there was that Twitch dude or YouTube dude that he recently had to he deleted all his shit because he had made an alternate account that was just all about leaks. I forget what the hell the name of it was. But it turned out he wasn't actually getting leaks. He had signed like an NDA and was doing like an early game preview and then leaking that information, which is kind of fucked up.
for real. You can get fucking sued like what a dumbass. Hey, any developers out there? The One Up Podcast is here to test all games. We'll sign the NDAs. We'll do that. Come on, give us a game to try. I'm out here. I'm an RPG expert. I can do all games. I'm out here. Let me
Did your
know.
cat just turn off your lights, Doing?
I think that's what just happened to him.
Yeah, this GTA 6 leak actually makes me more excited. I don't really. I'm not in the know on like the game development process, but I know it's a long process. I know that it takes a lot of time to really polish a game up. This one gets me more excited. I'm glad that GTA or the Rockstar managed to spin it a little bit.
yeah, I don't think these leaks are gonna hurt Grand Theft Auto. But to answer Tony's question, a recent leak was like The Last of Us Part 2 or Last of Us Part 1 remake or whatever. That shit leaked, and I think that shit fucked the sales of that game up. Like, people saw the leak. There was such a big backlash about how the graphics don't even look different from the original, how the gameplay animations look the same, like all these different things. They had all these opinions about the game, some of which were accurate, but all that like negative sentiment that got built up early on, I think it ultimately probably hurt the sales for that game.
I would agree, but I mean, still, it's just fans.
Just don't worry about what's happening in that square up there, Pucho.
No, Pucho's dying from that shit. But no,
For the audio listeners, Doey is frantically rewiring a bunch of stuff mid podcast.
shit is ridiculous. And then you blame Kat. She's on the fucking bed chilling, though. I'm out there. That's fucked up, bro.
I didn't see her before.
But no, yeah, leakage definitely. I don't mind it. Like if they hit me with a surprise, Battlefield is getting a fucking Snickerdough just distracted the shit out of me. A facelift, and they're coming out with Bad Company 3. Oh, I'll be psyched. I'll be happy.
What if they do a Bad Company 2 remake?
What happened, Tony? You don't like Battlefield 2042? It's almost like you don't play the game.
No, I played it the other day. One of my friends told me like, "Yo, get on real quick, come play with me. Show me your sniping skills."
Should have played with us the other day when I told you to play with us.
I don't like Battlefield 5, bro. I don't like the old style.
Yeah, but you didn't like
guns.
2042 either. I had that shit installed for a grip, and you didn't want to play it.
Not that I don't like it. They just fucked it up. They fucked the game up. Like the fact that you can't chat with your teammates, that was fucking stupid. You know, it was just terrible. And then like trying to get a decent game going, but they fixed it up. Some of the updates now and the new maps and shit, they definitely stepped it up and they polished it out a lot better. I still not. It's weird though. Maybe because I haven't played with Pucho and shit, like our little crew that we had, the Long Live the Medics. But it's a very different game. Like right now, so many people are so leveled up. So when I went back, it was so hard to like really get into like active engagements. But sniping all day, that shit's easy to me. But it's just getting into close quarter combat. It had the better weapon, all attachments, all that. So it was just kind of hard. But still, fun game. Just it's not that Battlefield 4 that I miss. You know, that was the
Some would
Dory
call
had the audacity to tell me that Battlefield 4 that he didn't like any of the maps in Battlefield 4.
what?
I
Damn.
thought that was crazy. I
no,
thought that was
because
crazy.
all right. So like, here's
And
my
that China map was cool. That snowy Hurt Locker map was cool. There was that Chinatown map that was cool. There where it had all like the flags and shit like that. You were running around in all those basements and shit. I don't like that dish. That dish map could go fuck up.
that dish map was just
skyscraper?
that one was just filled with like snipers and shit. Like it was annoying.
The whole top is all snipers, and when you go down, there's like 40 fucking tanks. It's like you can't do shit. That map sucked.
Yeah, that's bad for medics.
Yeah, I'm a medic.
Not Pucho.
So-
Pucho was out there in the middle. Bro, I've seen this shit.
That's
I was
It's all ridge shit.
That's because Pucho's an expert medic. He will put his body on the line to revive you.
Bro, it's crazy. Handful of times I've seen this fucking godly medic run to revive me because I'm always in the midst of shit. He'll come dodging bullets, tanks firing missiles. He's fucking chugging with his fucking paramedics, whatever the fuck you call them, defibrillators. Charges me up, gets headshotted by some fucking dick sniping a mile away or whatever. I fucking come up, start gunning bitches down. Doughboy comes, revives him, and we take over the flag. I've seen this from time to time. But that's why Battlefield 4 was a great experience, because of just the level of commitment that Pucho gave to me and watching my back. It was amazing.
So, real quick, my philosophy on Battlefield. You guys like the gun mechanics and the style of game Battlefield 4 was. I personally am more of a Bad Company kind of person, and the thing that like really excited me about Bad Company was the level of destructibility. I think in part 3 and part 4, you didn't see that level of destructibility in those games, and therefore it wasn't the one that like really grabbed me. Now, if you go to Battlefield 5, it's almost the same, if not better, destructibility.
What about Battlefield 1, though?
I haven't played it long enough. I didn't do the houses break when you shoot rocket launchers at them and stuff
They
like that.
do.
Yeah, well then I guess it started at Battlefield 1, but Battlefield 1, I was not a fan of hey, their side is losing. Let's give them a gigantic fucking train. Oh, their side is losing. Let's give them a gigantic fucking the big balloon thing. I didn't like it.
It was
I liked it just because at least if I was with a bunch of, because I mostly play with randoms, at least if I was on a losing team with a bunch of randoms, I had something where I could have a little bit of fun with, even though we were still going to lose the map.
That's what it was about, balancing it out for them. They didn't want to feel like, oh, this is a fucking what map was it? Operation Metro, Pucho, where there's two sides and the fucking B was the middle of the train in the fucking terminal.
Yeah,
bro, that was the most stalemate fucking fight. If you was a fucking sniper, you had to go all the way out to the left, get by, put the beacon up so you could just start fucking pushing shit. That was crazy ass fight. I hated that.
Yeah,
map.
I wasn't a big fan of Metro for that. Like, it was too much of a meat grinder.
Yeah.
Where I feel like the perfected version of that map was the Operation whatever locker.
Foot Locker.
Or whatever.
Foot
I used to
Locker.
call it Hurt
Hurt
Locker. I used to
Locker,
whip
yeah.
out the M10 and just I was just hitting people with the shotgun with slugs. But because they had the outside area. There's two ways outside that you could get around, and it made it less of a stalemate. It made all the firefights like super dynamic.
Do you
But
remember that?
Doi's right. They fucked up in Battlefield 4. Not enough vehicle combat. There's a lot of close combat with guns, and the destructibility. Aside from some of the maps having big things that got destroyed, like I think you could destroy the dish. You could destroy in that Shanghai map. The entire skyscraper comes down and the map
Bro,
changes. Like, that shit is really cool, but the small scale destructibility is just gone.
No, there were small
sucks.
ones. You could, bro, in the Hurt Locker, you can blow through all those prison walls. With one C4,
That's
you
true.
can blow
That's
through
true.
all of it. It wasn't as grand as Battlefield 5 and how Bad Company was, but they did downsize 100%. But
Bad Company was crazy. There'll be like 5 snipers in the second floor of a house,
clear
and
that
you're
shit.
like, we can't get up there and kill these guys, and we're just like, fuck it, let's all switch to C4, and then we'll just C4 the whole building, and the whole shit will collapse. That shit was epic. Like that shit. Was
Just
nuts.
Kool-Aid Man right through that wall with the tank too. You just take the entire building down.
Just fucking shit up. But no, I've seen the times, even on the meat grinder maps, bro. I've seen it where, bro, 2 good medics reviving 40 fucking people, and then all of a sudden it's a fucking rush of blueberries running through one tunnel. Somebody's gonna get through, and the game has changed at that point. The tide has changed. Everybody's fucking out there winning. I miss
Those
that.
guys are gonna leak right through.
You know what I thought I was gonna like a lot, and then I ended up not liking it? The 128 player battles on 2042. I thought that was gonna be so incredible, and it's just such a shit show. It's like when you get that many, when you get 64 versus 64 on these maps, you're getting shot from every direction. It does it for me. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would.
I like that shit. That's more kills.
Nah, that shit is trash.
Nah, the map was too big not to have that many players, and the map
was gigantic.
And I
Yeah,
think
there's a level, like, that's what I hate about Battlefield 5. Or the maps are too big.
Yeah.
Like, the points just need to be a little bit closer. Like,
But-
yeah, I'd be running for miles and miles and miles,
Get
and then
sniped.
Doyle passed me in a Jeep and shit. And it's just
So that's why you have strategic maps and tactical maps. So the tactical maps are the smaller maps, or the strategic maps are smaller. I'm not sure which one. It's one of them are smaller maps. The other one are the bigger maps. So Battlefield 5 also has an answer for that.
I don't know what's this hype about Battlefield 5. That shit is, I don't.
But anyways,
I don't know.
yeah, Battlefield banter is taking a.
That shit took over
big
the
turn.
leakage. Yeah.
This is leak.
Before we move on, I was curious. The leaks. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. The GTA 6 leaks. Do you guys think damn, the fucking question. I just had it and it just vanished from my brain.
leaked right now.
It anally leaked.
Oh,
There's a leakage. Yeah, my ass is wet right now. It just escaped me.
that's a clip.
Nah, but leaks is the leaks is definitely
Oh yeah, did you guys see any source code for the game? Because I saw that they had mentioned that they think they might have had source code, but I didn't actually see that like anywhere online that was actually.
I've seen it mentioned in articles, but I could not tell you. But it must be somewhere though, because that's where like the stink ape and the UFO and all that shit is coming from. As they said, they were looking at the code as it was like scrolling through, and that's where they saw some of those references. Because
there were concerns with the game getting now delayed and things like that, and a lot of those concerns come from if the source code leaks, then it's bad because these people are gonna lose like their property in a sense, which is a whole philosophical thing. Should software could you copyright software? That's a whole other thing. But the main issue though is like for all their online servers and all that stuff, any of that code that's in there now that is out there is now a vulnerability. People could see exactly how things are written, and now they could, they could take advantage of anything. And you might have a bigger hacker problem in GTA 6 than GTA 5 is already a fucking shit show. I don't know.
yes, it is.
I really wish they could figure that out, because all the guys just running around and bullying you the whole time you're in the game, and then all the hackers doing crazy shit just makes those games not fun at all to play.
yeah, I would agree. But either way, GTA is still going to be purchased and played. Hopefully they
Yeah,
fix it.
it's
by
not
then.
going to affect sales at all. Like, absolutely not.